So you've been presented with a new opportunity. This opportunity is pretty much an opportunity of a lifetime. But for some reason you feel bad, like you don't want to let people down, especially in a job or a place where people may have been supported. So what do? This week we talk about it on The Thinking Effect. Thank you for tuning in. This is The Thinking Effect, where we help you do your daily best. Now I'm your host, Tom Danger. Before we go any further, please like, subscribe, and share. And as always, we appreciate your support. Told you we're still in the process of redesigning the website, but questions, comments, or if you want the assessment, www.tomdanger.com. Please, for the life of me, we've been getting some spam stuff. If it's not really about the podcast, don't fill out the content form. You know, it's just, it's unfortunate that some people try and take advantage. And just to give a little bit of background, I've been in purchasing for about 20 years, and I worked on an oil truck with my dad for about 15 years. So I have a pretty good balance of street smarts and corporate. So I can pretty much see the BS from both sides from a mile away. So please don't submit that stuff on the site. I appreciate it. Now, this week. So you've been presented with this opportunity and you're excited about it. And, you know, I'm a strong advocate for you to be independent, for you to be on your own, make your own decisions, whether or not that is starting your own thing, full-time, part-time, dipping your toe in the water, see what it feels like, if it's scary, or if it is finding opportunities to partner with other companies, businesses, colleagues, or employers, right? So you have this opportunity that's been presented to you by a new employer, and you're excited. You are super, super excited. You're like, Tom, like, this is the dream. I can't believe that this opportunity has been presented to me. But for some reason, you are afraid to let the people down that you work with. And I understand that. You know, quick story, when I decided to leave the role that I was in for 13 years, it took me a year. It took me a full 2 years to really gather up the courage to say I resign. I remember when I first of all, like, if you've been following the podcast, you can go back many episodes, like probably episode 55 or 65, when it's talk about quitting your job. Like, I was considering it for that long. And I wrote the resignation letter, and I would leave it in my Google Share Drive so I can just drop in the date. I already had it typed up and everything. And I would wait till the days when I was really frustrated. And I'd be like, you know what? Tomorrow when I go in, I'm just going to put the date on this bad boy, and I'm going to hand this letter in. My wife would say, so tomorrow's going to be the day? Like, tomorrow's going to be the day. She'd be like, oh, I'm so excited for you, cheerleader. I'm so excited for you. Yeah, I'm going to do it. Next day I go in. Whatever was going on the day before had already been resolved, so it's like pretty chill. And I don't submit the letter. And then I feel bad, right? So sometimes you feel bad because you don't follow through with the things that you say you're going to follow through with, so then you beat yourself up. But one of the main reasons that it took me so long was because of the team. I was so invested in the team, and I did not want to feel like I was just quitting on them. Like, regardless of the environment and whether or not I had outgrown the environment, I was attached to the team. And I felt like if I resigned, I was letting down the team. And I didn't want the team to be in disarray because, I decided to make this decision. And now, we had a certain workflow, and now everything's going to be all over the place. And I struggled with that for a long time. And I would talk to my wife about it, and I would talk to other people about it. And, I would, do you ever do this? Do you ever feel like sometimes if you want to justify something in your mind, like you Google it, it's like ways to go about resigning or how to resign on a happy note, like anything that comes to your mind, like you just go to Google and you pose it as a question to see if other people think the same way. Like I did that. I would do that like almost every day at lunch, like the most diplomatic way to give a resignation. Like, don't do it over phone. Don't do it via email. Don't disclose too much information. Do it in person. Always start by thanking them for the opportunity. These are all the things that you should do. And it's to me, it's just common courtesy. It's sort of like, even if a person has done wrong by you, that doesn't mean that you need to stoop to their level when exiting. You always want to leave on a high note. So whether or not it's a place where you want to be, you still thank them for the opportunity because you were getting a paycheck. And you simply state, I have a new opportunity. Thank you for this opportunity. And my date is X. And I've made my decision. And you leave it there. Because most of the time what people will do is they'll then try to counter offer. Well, some people, they'll try to counter offer. And is there anything else we could do? And by the time it reaches that point, you have already given the signals of, hey, I need more money. Hey, I'd like a bigger office. Hey, I need more personal time. Hey, I need an adjustment to my work schedule. And during your time of doing all these things, it's like nobody hears you. Or there's always a reason as to why they can't accommodate you. But then as soon as you make that decision to move on, it's like, oh, well, is it the schedule? Is it money? Is it the office? Is it the work environment? Is there anything we could do? At this point, it's a no, because you've given them the opportunity to address these things, but for some reason they didn't want to accommodate you. And now when you have the opportunity to move on, you feel bad. And I want you to check yourself. You should not feel bad. You should not feel bad for wanting to grow, for wanting to want more for yourself, for your family, and as an individual. Because I always put it like this. When companies decide to lay people off, they may look at you or they may tell people, oh, this is a very difficult decision. And it may be, but they do it. So it's in the same token when it comes to you making your decision. No matter how attached you may feel to a team or how emotional you may be, take the time to bring your emotions down, okay? And how do you bring your emotions down? If you're very emotional or fearful, make sure that you say or deliver that message when your energy level is at its peak, right? So if you are not a morning person, don't deliver the news in the morning, because then you're going to disclose more information than what you should and people are going to play the game. No. Recognize when your energy level is at the highest. That's one. Number two, stick to the facts. You don't have to give a whole bunch of detailed information. You don't have to accept any counteroffers. It's illegal for anyone to threaten you, so don't even worry about that, right? And just stay firm on your decision and don't disclose any more information, okay? Some companies have a policy of a week, 2 weeks, 30 days, whatever that is. Do your best to honor it. But if this opportunity is really great, just be straightforward with people. Even if it may hurt their feelings, be direct so that you can get that information out and move on. And if you are really feeling uncomfortable about this decision and you're afraid, you have to think of your why. what is the real reason that you're taking on this new opportunity? And most of the time, it narrows down to what you can provide for yourself or for your family. And if this current employer has been unable to provide the opportunity to you that you're being presented with, you have to hold that in your back pocket. You have to hold that in your pocket when you're in the meeting. My reason for doing this is it will put me in a better financial situation, right? And again, if they try to counter, decline, because there's a reason that you want to move on. And most of the time when you take that extra money, it's only temporary, because once you've decided in your mind that you're ready to move on, you pretty much know what you want to do. So you accepting more money is maybe going to buy you 6 months, maybe a year, but you're still going to be frustrated. The money will feel good for a couple of months, but then you're going to be right back to that frustrated point. So don't beat yourself up when you have opportunities. Be direct with people, even if you don't necessarily get along with them. If you need to bring HR in, do that. More importantly, before you submit your resignation, make sure you've accepted an offer that's been fully signed off in black and white so that you don't leave yourself hanging. Are you the type of person that has struggled with this type of situation? If so, I'd like to hear about it. Please drop us a comment or email so we'll talk about it next week. This is The Thinking Effect, where we help you do your daily best.